Thank you very much. So apparently this is the flag of the Republic of Bardistan. I guess it's been made by someone in production. I respect that. Not sure about the diamonds, but the rest is pretty good. So thank you for that.
It's so hard for me to type with fat fingers like this.
Getting the tweets out.
Yeah, I gotta get the tweets out. Man.
Well then, we move to Inferno. Again, it was a shocker for Virtus.pro. They were more or less victims in that game, but I think we saw great things from Gen.G, a squad with 2 stand-ins. Very promising. They've come into this with discipline, and that's fantastic. And that's why, you know, something like in their first game, it was hard for me to justify a reason to put any points on there, all things considered. But you know, with players like Automatic, they're like disciplined guys who I believe in, generally speaking. They're not going to come in and just have some sloppy, half-assed game.
True. Before I forget, James, though.
Yes.
You see me just tweeting there, trying to spread the word, get in on this match. It's sick. Second map. Gen.G showing some fight. You know what else would help? If you followed the stream. Be sure to hit the follow button. You'll know when the stream is live. You'll know when the matches are live here at Flashpoint, and you won't miss any of the action. So
click it with your mouse or your driving wheel or whatever the hell you are using
or your thumb
on your device.
You got big thumbs like I do.
Or your finger.
Good luck. But
Bobby Fat Fingers over here.
We are going to be getting into the second map of this series, though. And, I mean, I feel this is... Virtus.pro should be feeling a bit more confident. This is going to be their map pick. But they weren't really hitting shots, James. That's the issue. They weren't really hitting shots on train either.
Yeah, and now they start on the T side of Inferno. This being their pick, Gen.G will enjoy the luxuries of the CT side, which means more sniping from Automatic. And when it's Inferno with Gen.G, what makes me a little sad is that I've seen what Kusta can do on this map. And with AWP, that is. And it's pretty nasty. We going no X-ray for this one. Exist will start on Banana with a nice headshot. Like old days. The very old days.
And I'm looking at the mini-map. I'm like, yeah, there's people there, but he doesn't see anybody. Oh, he's dead. Turns out that's a very CSGO thing. Yeah. Doesn't see anybody, and then he dies.
Well, Gen.G now with a focus towards A. We can see Kusta makes his way towards the library. Exist is in tow. Kusta's a man carrying the defuse kit as well. So if he dies, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But he's moving into a crossfire position on the A-bomb site. They are believers in this A-bomb site with C.R.A.E holding a smoke on B. That does buy them a lot of time, maybe for a rotation. That could potentially come in from Exist. C.R.A.E now just spotting with the pistol. Better be quick on his smoke grenades. Oh, he's going to hold on to it for too long. He's going to abuse the gap instead and maybe use it for a retake. This is, I respect the intention, but the map controller's gone now. With a USP as well. Not going to be quite like a gap with an M4.
Yeah, exactly. Really hard to take full advantage of that. Also, as the smoke clears, he was trying to take advantage of that, and that could have worked. Unfortunately for him, the timing just barely off. And so man advantage for Gen.G going into the retake. They have a kit on Kusta. He's going to want to take point, so if he dies, the kit will be close to the bomb site. But the setup there for the smoke, trying to cut him off. Bentec catches Yakinder before he tries to make his way through that smoke. Perfectly done. James, however, popping shots, looking for the angle. Gonna find one. The flank is there, but he goes down, and this is looking fantastic for Gen.G.
Kusta on the bomb with the kit. Oh, they're so close to peppering him. He just about gets the defuse, 5 HP, 1 bullet away. Maybe there was time anyway, who knows, but there would have been more problems. So close, and yet so far.
Dude, you know who the real hero is there? C.R.A.E. Get out of the way, Mr. President! He was just totally throwing himself on there, man. He was on top of Kusta, just body blocking those bullets. That's what kept Kusta alive.
Respect. The human sponge. There's a movie in there somewhere, probably directed by Anders.
What a... Just absorbing it all. All the information of the simulation.
All that cosmic energy.
The deep vibration rumbling its way through the server right now. A little bit of a... little bit of a spot. Kicker it gets pasted.
A force buy from Virtus.pro. A Tech 9 for James. 3 Galils on deck. The AK moves from KiNK to Buster, just in case KiNK takes a dink. Just put a big gun and a full health player. Well then, as we can see, Banana's been secured by Gen.G. Exist up close to the MP9. The smoke is replenished, map control is held. And sometimes you see pop flashes and such through these smoke grenades. However, Exist is in a good position to avoid most of those. I don't think that would be too healthy for Virtus.pro. They're just biding their time, waiting for the utility. But as we can see, an incendiary is being considered by C.R.A.E. If he does it though on reaction, I don't know if it will come in time. Exist forced from his position, swings. Now we've got 45 seconds. Opening kill for both squads.
Indeed. Still going to be interesting, though, as there are quite a few nades for Virtus.pro to work with here. 2 smokes of 2 flashes and an HE gives them options. But they are choosing the death ball approach for now, at least. The slow split, and here we go. Nice little spot towards broken wall kicker. Once again, getting hit in the head, but it isn't the rifles. Bentech gonna have to peel off, but he's still alive. That's the important bit.
Yeah, that's a nice wall of smoke, but Automatic's high ground advantage is going to be really important. Goes for the full spray with the MP9 rather than the burst, and he will fall, as will James. Kusa moving through now. Bomb has been planted, 2 on the site. And there's still C.R.A.E to rotate bottom mid, so Kusa may have to bide his time. I think he's just spotting to see where the T's are moving. Doesn't really have the right tool for the job here with the MP9, but if his hand is forced, then so be it.
He's got a flash. He can flash him up short.
C.R.A.E's moving close.
There it is.
Indeed, there is that flash. Can he find the right timing for it? Goes deep so he can swing with it as well. So far, so good. 1 to go. Gen.G now trying to isolate the fights, but it's a swing with the MP9. The fire rate, the headshot. The clean sheet for Gen.G remains.
Dude, this is clinical, James. That was sick. Flash setup, baits all the info, gets it all. Kusta, what a hero right now. 3 kills for him in that round, as well as the defuse. He had that kit. We're going to get a replay here from his perspective, or at least this was Exist trading 1 for 1. He had to do that. But Kusta, man, he unravels this bomb site perfectly. Yeah, just brilliant work.
Yeah, he's grown so much, as a player at least.
Short jokes, really?
Virtus.pro with pistols for the most part. KiNK will take all of Gen.G's money into this AK-47. So a hero AK to try and do as much damage as possible. Molly goes straight into the smoke. KiNK is able to hold his angle. But Gen.G won't go too aggressive on this occasion. Just some early grenades. Did have 3 players towards B in case they were required. But I'll go back to 4 on A, in fact.
Interesting decision. What could have been this tell? Because they've given up banana. There is really going to be nothing for C.R.A.E to do here but die. Even against a bunch of pistols, it's going to be very hard for him to survive this push once it comes in, as everybody is grouping up for Virtus.pro. They are going to get all 5 over here for this Fiesta. The HE just a little bit too early as well. And there are still no rotations coming through from Gen.G. Well, it was good knowing you, C.R.A.E.
The smoke to create some variance.
Ooh.
He has been smoked off though, but he can hold this position or try to. I'm sure there'll be some spray in his direction, but VP don't know the climate at the back of the site, which will make them hesitate. So what a 2-man spray down! Oh, he's made it 3 as well. What on earth is going on?
Yo, get the wall bang! No, come on, he doesn't get the ace.
Oh my days.
What was that? No way.
That 3rd kill.
Dude,
it's
the
crazy.
3rd kill, I mean, that just all those kills, James, all those kills. Like,
yeah, all those kills.
What the hell was that?
I have to say though, the directional sound in this game, okay, up, down, fair enough, but outside of that, is really, really good. Oh, he sees the traces, there we go. Beautiful work.
It's robbery that he doesn't get that kill there through the box.
That's insane.
Highway robbery.
That is insane.
He should have got the ace there through the smoke. He should have got them all. Well, you know, fair enough, C.R.A.E. I wrote you off too soon, my dude. That was sick. Well, that's going to be a bit frustrating for VP, but hey, they got the bomb plant. That's what they really wanted out of the round. They're going to be able to get the buy in this one. AWP in play now on James, and full nades pretty much across the board here as they push through. Once again, this fight in banana for control early on. 3 players for Gen.G just pasting the entire alleyway.
Smoke is up, C.R.A.E swings, and that smoke from KiNK will allow a 1v1. Happy with that. Are they going for more though? Maybe setting up for some flashbangs, choosing to slow things down a little.
Takes him down to half as well, dude. Buster is going to be tilting.
This is a very coarse start for Virtus.pro. They're on a slide made from sandpaper at present. Might be that quiet surge into the B bomb site. C.R.A.E he's holding the pixel angle. Sees the grenade streaming in. It's got a pop flash off of the barrels. And here we go again. Oh, in reverse this time.
Super close. Watching for Yakinder, though. Not going to get the angle either. This is just getting completely out of hand now. It's just blind firefights all over the place, both of these teams. But 2 guys heavily tagged on the side of VP. The only issue is that they have post-plant positions. Decent nades here from Gen.G, though. Could make life easier going into this retake, including that Molotov. We'll see where Bentech decides to use it. There's already nades coming through. Fresh smoke going down, though. And that's going to buy so much time. This is going to funnel Gen.G through construction. If they try and go through this smoke, it's too difficult. So they have to try and take this fight. And there it is. 1-for-1 trade. Costa coming through Banana. Finds another. 2 players remain. There's the spot. They could get this done. Unreal. Gen.G going to pull off that retake. No way.
Ooh, just in time as well. No space in the coffins for Automatic and Bentet. 4 diffuses in a row.
Dude, how demoralizing is this going to be for Virtus.pro?
Gen.G having a fantastic time. Just bouncing around the corners. A clean 4-0. Virtus.pro now at maximum loss bonus. Plenty of buys to come. But we're at the rounds. Jane with the best spawn he could ask for. We'll see what he chooses to try. He's looking for the jump pass, which is why his crosshair is so high. If you're down low on the left or up high on the right.
Oh, flash through. Here we go. This is the change. Delayed flash. Doesn't quite get the angle down.
Love the chain flashes. Very, very important.
And in the meantime, Yakinder, Kusta, you better be careful, bud. The spot is here, however, so it will be the bait and switch. There it is. Well, not even necessary. Automatic does not miss the shot. Yakinder is a dead man. James now going to come around the corner, and he could very well get shot in the back in just a moment's time. Kusta could go for this peek at any moment. Here's the footsteps, and he decides to hold steady, instead counting on Automatic to hold that angle for him.
In the meantime, on B, there's opportunity, but VP will be walking into traps. KiNK will eliminate this one. The reload will be heard. You know, C.R.A.E is close. There'll be more focus on that coffin position. James taking heavy damage. Really got to watch out for these grenades now. 2 HP for James with the AWP. And there are 2 Molotovs and a HE on this retake for Gen.G. There's no way he survives this one.
There's no way they managed to go for this. Not a second time. 4 on 4. But the multiple, well, they have the single HE here. Bentet could just be signing. Automatic going to go ahead and get that wallbang headshot. Wallbang shot at least. There it is. 1-for-1 trade, playing the man advantage appropriately. James caught in the pool here. Needs to hope that he's going to be able to pick up this first man, but he gets full flash, and it's just utter desolation. There's still a man alive. It's Buster, 15 health, looking for the defuse. Going to find it! There's the deny. Brilliant work from Buster. And finally, Virtus.pro on the board. Stopping the streak for Gen.G. 4-1 the score.
Tell me there's a replay of Automatic's kill. I feel like he did some kind of BS lineup on his kill. That second kill, though, to clutch the round, had to come in so fast. So there was a Molotov deployed while he was firing that shot. I don't know if it was a combo or just chance, but that second kill was so important. That's such a narrow margin. I think it was sub 1 second to get that kill on the diffuser. Just for the first round from Virtus.pro. Again, a bomb plant in every round thus far, but success has been very limited for VP.
There are all these...
Oh my days, sit down,
sucker.
Sit down. Just take a step away from the computer. Just look out the window. 1,000-yard stare. You've got a good minute. Just take a breather. KiNK.
The world's smallest violin is just going at it right now. Oh, he's got the angle. Nearly gets the timing down. That was so close. And, well, smoke coming in.
He's got to buy time for his team here. He really does, because their buy sucks. Kusa's got the Mag 7. Exists with the Desert Eagle. Automatic is the he's the heavy output.
And this is a fake. And they are totally content to just sit and play this out. Haven't heard anything yet, and so 3 players remain solid on the A site for Gen.G.
Oh, God.
Bentet the anchor with the M4 and Pit. He can ruin Virtus.pro's day. He just needs his teammates to draw attention to themselves here on the site itself.
The classic M4 Mag 7 crossfire.
Yeah. So time. It's
with a bait from Exist as well.
This is great.
And there's no one coming up long. No one's going to abuse the range of Kusta. He'd be throwing shoes from that range. Oh, Bentet's starting to swing now. Here's the bait from Exist. There's the Mag 7. It's going to be a complete disaster. Bentet activating from the pit as well. Molotovs and smokes up. More junk being thrown through the wall. James, though, lands a headshot onto Kusa. That's really important, but now it's only James. 1 versus 3. 15 seconds, standing in the smoke.
Bomb needs to get planted. 10 seconds left. He has to go for it here, James. 9 seconds, and his time to shine, but Bentet snuffs him. Unreal. That setup was impeccable.
That was fantastic.
Even with the wall bang, it wasn't enough. Because there was a wallbang kill on Kusta with that swag. Let's see it again. Oh, well, this was the opening kill from Automatic. Just brutal. Oof. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. You think it's exist that you got it? You think it's exist? No.
That was a devastating setup. The fact that nobody goes long as well, and Kusta's just there. He's out there with the Mag 7. It's like when that guy threw a shoe at George Bush in a conference.
Oh,
that
wow,
that's
a throwback.
That is as effective as he would have been with the Mag 7 if somebody went long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a throwback and a half right there. Reference game on point.
Never seen him move so fast.
I mean, the tilt on VP right now has got to be through the roof, though. You've had one 4v4 retake go your way, and that was off of a crazy clutch from Buster. Otherwise, you're just getting battered right now.
Yeah. We were saying off camera as well, one of the pluses for Gen.G is that how do you counter-strat a team with 2 stand-ins? It's you can't expect everything to be the same, which maybe plays to their advantage.
Indeed.
You can see they've done the work. There's a lot of synergy. When you can make a setup like that with the tools and the personnel, really nice stuff. Just a good mix for them. There'll be a mix of players in this B bomb site now. Smokes are up as Virtus.pro desperately try to get something done. A lot of utility, a lot of map control, another kill through the smoke. It really hasn't helped him out at all. Kriaz, oh no, Sanji, all right then. I was expecting a multi-kill there, not the case. Man advantage now for VP. They've got the bomb site. The bomb's about to get planted as well. Now, Gen.G, how do they take position? That is a devastating smoke. Do they throw good money after bad?
Yeah, this is so tough. This crossfire and construction is going to be really difficult to break through. And unless Yekender gets impatient and starts peeking, he may be just trying to set up for Buster. And it looks like Gen.G just want to try and back off. They're going to back off and try and save these guns. Their economy is not that strong. And so Virtus.pro going to be able to sneak around here that they desperately needed. And that on a half buy as well. So, I mean, as good as it gets for VP. They're still going to go charging in here, though, trying to take some of these guns off of Gen.G. They realize that Gen.G absolutely need to save everything they possibly can. But Gen.G punishing them for it. James going to survive. The only one for Virtus.pro. He holds on to that AK. And he has just enough for the AWP. Let's see. Now, is he just going to stay with the AK? Yeah, just going to stay with the AK. Okay, then. Quick plays coming in. But Gen.G just holding on to enough there that they will be fully equipped, fully stocked going into this one, apart from Kusta, who has to kind of bite the bullet there. No nades for him.
Bentet just narrowly on top of the leaderboard at present, 9 for 3. Polish superstar Bentet. Automatic, they're going to line up for him surely. Oh, straight in the face as well. 448 damage, way more than necessary.
It's just this aggression from... it's just no fear from Gen.G, dude. Right now, they are supremely confident. VP aren't doing anything that is throwing Automatic off his game. He dominated on Train, and he just keeps taking these shots that keep connecting here on Inferno. So you got to be impressed with Tim. He is doing work right now. So 5-2 on the CT side, Gen.G in the lead. And well, we will get Virtus.pro. I mean, it feels like the only place they've had any success is B, so back to B we go. But there are currently 3 players ready and waiting for Gen.G. They have made the adjustments. They're getting the read on Virtus.pro. Oh, and the Molotov wasted as well. Kusta going to be able to stand here and go for the full-on spray.
Exist at the back again. They were just walking into a crossfire. Gen.G patiently waiting, playing around the smoke. Waiting for the variant to favor them, but will it? Kusta drops the bomb. Look at the pushes through the smoke. They've got no other choice. Kusta dancing around the fountain, just buying some more time. More smokes, more variants, more spray, but James still alive. 1v2, he's barely alive, 30 HP. Plants behind the smoke, could even get shot through it. Tries to reposition, but Automatic is close. They've got the sound cues. Looking away, expecting a flashbang. Shot in the back of the head. Coward's execution.
Didn't even see it coming. I think you're bang on, though. I think he's turned away, hoping that a flash is going to come through.
KiNK and Yekender have a combined 2 kills.
Yeah. It's just... Yeah, VP are just getting absolutely demolished.
Yeah, KiNK's the man who's trying to do things on Banana early on. And that tells you how much success he's having. But again, they're still getting the bomb plants. But they're not winning the post plants. The bomb's been planted almost every single round, all but 2.
Just the post plants right now.
They can't
Gen.G are too
hold.
confident. The thing, like Gen.G are just hit. Like look at them. The only guy who's struggling right now is Exist. Everybody else, 8, 9, 10 kills. Like everybody on Gen.G essentially is doing work. They are landing shots. That's not the case for Virtus.pro. So right now, attack timeout getting called by Gen.G. Seems like they're trying to figure out what's the next step here for Virtus.pro. VP have definitely been drifting over towards that B site. Is this the round when Gen.G decided to try and change it up? Maybe get into Palace or into apartments early towards that A site, try and find an opening over there. So these are the mind games right now. This is what Kusta is currently trying to figure out. He's trying to get that read.
Early flashes in mid. Avoid any AWP aggression. Exists an automatic towards the B bomb site. No third player. In fact, no second player. Exists will make his way over after deploying a smoke by the half wall, which may suggest that there is a sniper around the car. But Buster will find otherwise. A lot of flashes, mollies, and smokes for Virtus.pro. So, they've been given banana. What does this mean, though? Well, they've just found out because automatic will pop Buster. He's got some tools to delay now. Smoke into the molly, trying to avoid the junk being thrown. Seems VP may realize they have a numbers advantage, but will they commit through the smoke? So many flashes to be eaten. It will be somewhat of a late rotation. Exist still on the way. No flash from him. Otherwise, from the well, could try and slow plays down. Just poking through the smoke, and there we go. KiNK found himself a nice angle. That's a real important frag.
So important, especially considering automatic is just hitting every shot.
He's doubled his kills.
Yeah, effectively. Now, I mean, you've got C.R.A.E who's currently waiting at bottom banana. Exist trying to create some room here, and we are going to get these smokes. Plenty of nades left to use here from Gen.G, so you can get flashes, smokes, all the kit and caboodle getting chucked onto this site. And VP so far have been struggling with these holds. Yekender forced into the open, but KiNK once again through the smoke is going to find the shot on Kusta. Exist catches Yekender trying to get clever, though. And we're into a 3-on-3. Still a man alive at banana, and C.R.A.E, I think, is going to be the linchpin here. He has to get in behind Sanji fast. There's an opening, and he has to take advantage of it right away, and he is going to find him lined up, but there's just not enough time.
Yeah, I thought C.R.A.E was going for a really late lurk, but he never really went up banana until very, very late on after Kusta had died.
Yeah, super slow, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I can see that as like to some degree as the only guy coming from that direction to not get picked off too early, but he just didn't go. So, well, by the way, it's the third round on the board for Virtus.pro, and they've made things expensive. This is their chance now. We see once again, well, this is their second chance because it's not the first time we've seen that Mag 7 out in the hands of Kusta. They were dismantled by the play on the A bomb site previously. See automatic hunting.
With the scoot.
Yeah, Jane being real careful. The way automatic's been playing, doesn't matter what tool he has, I expect him to deliver. But yeah, if Virtus.pro can put Gen.G on eco now, then there is a half to be had here. And there doesn't feel like there has been the way these rounds have been going thus far. But here's a big opportunity for him.
Oh, we're just waiting. This is just B over and over again. But the thing is like eventually Gen.G are going to have to keep thinking this is A, so they're going to keep 3. They can't stack B every round. So these are the mind games that are getting used right now by Virtus.pro, trying to keep Gen.G honest on this defense.
Oh, this HE grenade. Look how close they are. Oh, it's going to be
Double.
double. It's going to be double. They've got super size. Give me the large fries, baby. Oh, no, that's not a good start.
So much damage. Buster is low. Senji as well, trying to get it. Yes, they do catch C.R.A.E. Still, once again, into a 4-on-4 retake. Bomb has not been planted yet, only just now going down, and so this is not the slowest rotation over. Bentet needs to haul ass, though. He needs to get over here quick. He's got that FAMAS. He needs to bring that to the fore.
Jane by new box now with AWP, and Exist will be the first to get punctured. That football will roll no longer. Now, how do you retake with a Scout, a Mag 7, and a FAMAS? It may be more of a containment job. He's actually going for it as well with the Scout. Look at the HP of these players. Don't think Gen.G will push, though, but how many will even escape this situation for Virtus.pro? It's a long run down banana for them, which Yekender has secured, but there are off angles being held by Gen.G. Oh, the Mag 7 could be enough from this range. There we go. There's one at the very least. And James should survive this time. a 4th round on the board. 2 players will survive for Gen.G, but they are getting weaker and weaker.
Whoa, they can't find any guns off of that? That's surprising. Kusta and Bentet were close enough to pick up rifles there, but they don't find anything. I guess the bomb wasn't kind. Must have blown them away. But still, that's a 4th round on the board now for Virtus.pro. Seems like they're starting to find their footing here on their map pick. And just to remind you all, this is a best of 3. Gen.G currently up 1-0, having 1 train. And so, yeah, Inferno right now. This is supposed to be VP's turf, and it took them a little bit, but now they're starting to warm up. And they are not just barreling up Banana this time. They are setting it up with the nades, but here's finally some presence over towards A. Yekender are going to start clearing out apartments. And you had to wonder, when were they going to start moving over here, starting to make a little bit of noise on this side of the map. Do we get the hard rotate? It's looking like it. Yeah, we're going to get Kreese over here as well as Exist. 4 players about to be here for Gen.G, but this is a round of eco from them, and so not too much to work with.
Despite the fact that Gen.G have almost nothing, it just feels very, very nervous. That little jiggle is enough to entertain Gen.G on the A-bomb site. James doesn't want to hang around alone too long with the bomb here. If his intention is to fall back, indeed he will. Nothing too aggressive, though, from Gen.G. They will huddle like penguins on the A-bomb site, although as I say that, looks like Automatic's starting to get curious, but there'll be no rotation in time. We'll see what Kus is able to do with this Mag 7. On this occasion, won't be much. Legs are split as he falls down the first oranges. Now, I'm sure Bentet wants to save what he's got. He's carrying a fair amount of weight. As for the rest of them, though, can go fishing for something. So Virtus.pro going to move to 5. Now the question is, can they keep the momentum up as Gen.G's money starts to recover? Still 5 rounds to play for. This being one of them. So VP could they could make it's been ugly. However, as long as they get a reasonable score, you know, that's the main thing. Doesn't matter how they do it. Gen.G looks so strong though.
I'm just very curious to see what we're going to have from Gen.G on the T side. I feel like they really have to get as many rounds on the CT side as possible to take a little bit of pressure off of themselves going into it. But Inferno has morphed into more of a 50-50 kind of map. So VP starting to get T-side rounds on the board. It's not the end of days here for Virtus.pro, or for Gen.G rather, just yet. As we will get the buy coming in now. Okay, let's see. Do we have that confidence restored here for Gen.G a little bit, or is it Virtus.pro now who have the control of the momentum in this match? 3 towards Banana at the beginning. Looking like some standard stuff. We'll get the HEs down Banana, the bombardment, and Virtus.pro was looking. No, James just going to hold the angle. Not even going to try to charge in there. The nade game, man. It's just layers on layers.
Oh, KiNK making his way
Perfect.
through.
So close. The timing.
9 HP. He's really looking for kill number 4 here, but it's being made hard for him. Gen.G not deterred by the T smokes into the mollies on Banana. Still enjoying their luxuries. So there are 2 smokes here for Gen.G. Minute 12 on the clock. One of which is on C.R.A.E on the B-bomb site. The other on Bentet in the pits. Very defensive positions, though, on B. Now, you can see Kus is on Speedway on the radar, but he's got no utility. Again, if he was towards the well, there's always a strong pop flash once that smoke comes in to allow players to swing, but that isn't an option for them right now. Some HEs over the roof. Just waiting to make the play there as Kusta in the smoke, 2 on the side. Left to just go in with no warning. They're lining up for him, but KiNK has the angle. That's the opening and the entries that Virtus.pro needed in round number 12.
Mm-hmm. You were really waiting for some kind of flash or something to open it up, it looks like. Maybe his teammate got caught with a nade in his hand. We didn't have that perspective. But unfortunately, even with 3 towards B, Gen.G get overwhelmed immediately, and it will be Virtus.pro getting a 6th round on the board and really stabilizing themselves here in this first half. Kickert's coming alive. He's got 4 kills on the board. Yekender, we won't talk about it. But they're keeping everybody alive, and so that money's going to get solid here for Virtus.pro going into the last 3 rounds of this first half. And, well, I mean, it just seems like they've got it dialed in now. You have the nade protocol on Banana that's starting to get figured out from Virtus.pro. KiNK took his time getting in there, right? Didn't rush.
Yeah, I think Hughes had no choice but to just try and play off distraction and swing through the smoke. Virtus.pro had enough presence of mind to have a player holding the angle. And still the bomb. There's so many bomb plants. I feel like it's anomalously high.
Yeah.
So many of them. Practically every round.
Yeah, practically every round they've had a bomb plant. It's crazy. 5th and 6th round, it looks like, were the only two where it was kills that settled it. But that's absolutely nuts, yeah, that they are just getting all of these bomb plants, and only just now. Well, now they've taken 4 rounds in a row, so things are definitely looking up for Virtus.pro. So much so that Gen.G have elected to call a timeout real quick just to get a breather here. They don't have money per se for a buy, although C.R.A.E, I don't know, actually. Could drop a FAMAS from Bentek. Could get a couple FAMASes in play here, actually. So maybe you get a buy. C.R.A.E has got just enough to squeak one. Do Gen.G go for it, or do they hold on? Would love to see Automatic get an AWP again. But that would require them taking a round of eco here.
Just remembered on old Inferno when the CTs were smoking bottom banana from CT spawn.
Yeah, Exist is still clearly just in these sorts of situations. It looks like he's still very much trying to adjust to playing in English.
And goodbye. Thank you for coming, but you have taken the wrong turn. It's a one-way street.
Yeah, tough one. 3 kills for Exist so far. But you got to cut him some slack. Dude's only played with the Swedes.
Yeah, he's been AFK for 2 months, following the benching from Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 rifles remain. The pistols were very, very brief. I suppose Automatic will try to hold a potential flank. Smokes up on long. Now, the money is together with the team, so they can buy the next round regardless. So they can still try to make some kind of effort. You can see him holding an off angle on long at present. Buster having a quick look. Silenced M4. Well, the bomb's planted on A, but not sure what else there is for them to do at this point. Even if they can buy in the next round, it could just try and hold on to these weapons, may give them something extra should something go wrong, or maybe the odd grenade, something. But again, it's another round now for Virtus.pro. Their pick, Inferno. So again, despite a crap start, they could have a pretty good finish here.
Oh, indeed. They can take the lead pretty comfortably here, in fact. I mean, it's Gen.G who are going to put everything into this next round. If they can keep these 2 guns alive, that's good, but they'll still have the money for a full buy, even if they lose them. So,
wow.
Nice shot from KiNK.
He knew he was being baited.
That was brilliant. Automatic just needs to survive, and he will. So now, okay, let's see. We have full buy across the board here for both of these teams. Gen.G could go back to the nade protocol on Banana, or they could try and push Automatic because he's got that off. They can try and push him mid again and see if they can get some play there. Because that worked out well earlier in this half when they were really feeling it, Gen.G. But it's looking like 3 towards Banana at the beginning, and back to the basics for Gen.G. Not even, though.
Oh, some aggression in mid. Hughes doing something cheeky.
Wow.
He would have some really nasty AWP peaks in mid as well. He'd often drop a smoke in mid and go ahead of it, but never mind, that bus is opening up the B bomb site. That flash tells him that one more is here. Bombs being rotated. VP still with 2 players top mid to try and hold rotation, but they've got to send in some reinforcements because Exist is trying to hold things down. Smoked off the choke point, however. We'll see what his spray is like. James still holding angles in mid just in case. Very, very patient. Exist forced further away, and James makes his way to the B bomb site as the 3rd man. See where he chooses to post up. Still got Sanji holding mid. Difficult option for Gen.G with the next round being the last one. You'd imagine they'd probably want to hold on to this stuff. Otherwise, they're not going to have much to fight with.
Yeah. I think you get out and you save. Because, yeah, you're not really going to have a whole lot. Yeah, they're just calling the backup now. Smoke should clear in a moment, and so Kusta better not hang around too long. Unless he goes for the ninja. But it's not possible, dude.
The only thing he's got to gain here is an AWP or a ninja defuse.
Yeah.
And
oh, no. Oh, this
dear.
is end days.
It may be that they were trying to kind of hide in plain sight, and Kusta was the early warning system, while the other two focused on the flank. But either way, it hasn't worked out for them. They've lost everything. So
yeah,
that's fantastic, though, for Virtus.pro.
No, what a fantastic round from Buster. He clearly had the read. No nades and banana, James. You put 3 guys towards B early on with no nades and banana, not even the basic protocol. He knew something was fishy here. He was ready for it. Fantastic round from Buster. That was eviscerating.
And all those frags put Bentet on an MP9, exists on a French gun, automatic shorter grenades. So they can now, potentially at least, reap the benefits. The automatic does have the AWP, and he has been quite dangerous with it. Bentet up close, catches... Oh no, automatic will do the job, actually. Classic setup. AWP with support in the apartments. Meanwhile, plenty of flames being thrown on top banana. But the numbers are here for Virtus.pro. They seem to have intention and quick ones.
Oh, indeed. Kicker taking point, though. He's got a little bit of a gap in the smoke to abuse. Could go over the top. K.R.A.E's blind. Takes one. There's going to be another follow-up as well. Still a man advantage for Gen.G. Both players on the side have been killed, but you will have that hard rotate coming in from Bentet up banana. Shouldn't be wasting any time this time, as now the bomb is planted. And so countdown has begun. A lot of patience getting shown by Automatic. He's just holding right now, hoping. But eventually you guys are going to have to get in here.
I feel like Gen.G have converted well on their man advantage retakes, especially on this B bomb site today. Clock is ticking, and there's no kit on these 3 players. Maybe there's one around, but this is really running a little late for them. Kusa making his way through the smoke, and perhaps there is time. James needs to stay alive for a little bit at the very least. 10-second diffuse coming through. Down he goes. Is there time, though?
Nope,
Oh,
it's
no.
not happening. No kit. Well, 9-6 at the end of the first half for Virtus.pro. Interesting stuff here from Gen.G. They started strong, but that was nothing but VP rounds at the end. 7 of them in a row to close out the first half. Just dominant performance from VP once they found their footing.
Indeed. 9-6 at half-time. We'll see if Virtus.pro can take it to a 3rd map after this break. After 13 bomb plants in the first half, we move to a clean slate in the second with a 3-round lead for Virtus.pro as they move into the CT side. This is their pick of Inferno. Looked really difficult at the beginning, but it is often about how you finish. It's pretty much always about how you finish, really. And let's see how they do so. Kusta has been given a P250 by Automatic. He has Kevlar as well. So he'll be on equal footing on these duels, more or less. Almost double the one-shot range over a Glock. Got that P250 whiteout. He's a connoisseur, or I guess Automatic is.
Hooking it up, fat.
The Henry G, as I like to call it.
There you go. Oh, close though with the C-set. Jame, buddy. That was something. Spray and pray, I think is what that's called. Does not work for him. Nobody listening today, and it is a man advantage for Gen.G going into this. They need to get onto the bomb site quickly, though, as Kickert's going to find Kusta. The P250 is out of the fight, James.
It is. There's a smoke up in mini pit, which is allowing Gen.G to clear out the bomb site. That will make the retake awkward for Virtus.pro. Somewhat awkward anyway. It is a pistol round. Really, the main focus is a headshot. Automatic playing very sneakily indeed. KiNK waiting for a rotation, which will never come. Look at the angle from Automatic. Oh, he's missed his chance. He'll get another one, though. High ground advantage now for Gen.G, and that's going to really force Virtus.pro forward quickly. However, not going to work out for them. Yekindar backing off, but he will be executed as well. And there's a pistol for Gen.G in the second half. They've taken both pistols now, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, it is definitely, and that's exactly the start that they were hoping for here. Pistol picked up, Gen.G with 7. Virtus.pro are going to go for the force buy. No fear from VP. Didn't go their way that time. But again, they just need to be patient and go with the protocols here. Whereas Gen.G, well,
yeah,
who knows what they're going to have in store for us on the T side.
We need to see more from Yekindar and KiNK now. Yekindar's coming to this cold, solidified bolognese.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Needs to get himself in the microwave, loosen up a bit.
Stat. It's cold, like, who eats cold bolognese?
Someone does.
Poor soul.
Moments of silence.
Yeah. I mean, just waiting. These two teams right now are just in that moment where they're going to be sitting and waiting and hoping, at least on the Gen.G side, you know, they're just like, okay, you're going to push for info, and we're going to shoot you in the face when you do. That'll give us that man advantage, and we can play from there. Considering 2 of them have already been dusted down to half HP. And that bomb, still waiting.
Yeah, Gen.G have tried to bait a response from Virtus.pro. The response was late, to Virtus.pro's credit, with that smoke top banana. And with that, there will be some rotation. They're still trying to figure out what's happening. And in fact, Jame replenishing what was a T-smoke on long. You can see there is an attempt to perhaps burst through this. James starting to back off now. KiNK in the pit's got one more smoke. Actually, Yekindar's rotating a smoke over as well. Oh boy, if he puts one down here, he's out with the gun, gets around the corner in time. Oh, he's dropping all kinds of junk. The smoke goes down, but will it go down just in time? Looks like it. In the meantime, though, Yekindar's going to be exposed on the high ground. Bente has a gap. Maybe the smoke should have come before the flash. Might have been cleaner. Running out of bullets now down to the pistol. Sanchi and Buster. Now it's just a Buster, but where is he? Coming in, round the back. Exist holding long and short. Has he spotted Buster around that smoke? I think he may have. Now he has. Bente hiding on the site. How does Buster get the 1v1? Exist in graveyard. Now, who's going to do the peeking? Lots of crouching going on. Bente in the middle. Exist looking to peek. There we go. They line up. There was a chance that could have been a little better for Virtus.pro. I think there was a mess of grenades there on long after getting around the corner.
They could have won that. He managed to get that bomb planted with like half a second left on the clock. That was so close. The closest of margins. Half a second difference, and all of a sudden that's VP winning on that round, and Gen.G left with nothing to show for it. Instead, now it's Gen.G with rifles across the board, and VP have to go for, well, an eco. Pretty hard one at that. P250 picked up by Kickert, and a Zeus on Sanji, so we'll see where's... Sanji's looking like it's going to be the B stack here for VP.
He's dropped it.
He's dropped it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to buy the Zeus. I never, ever buy it. But there's some idiots who buy it and just drop it to you.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you wasting your money?
Well, they just want to troll you, right? Because then you want to take your knife out, and instead you pull a Zeus out, and it's just annoying.
Oh, maybe he hasn't dropped it, but it only shows when he has it in his hands. Like a melee thing, yeah. I've seen him. I feel like I've seen him get some Zeus kills in this tournament thus far.
What the hell is going on here? You saw Sanji's perspective. Yeah, he's got a pistol out. He must have bought that by accident. I mean, the position that he's in right now, why would he need a Zeus?
That's a good question. Well, income Gen.G rather. So we do have a stack here for Virtus.pro. Gets a headshot at the very least. Not sure if it'll be fired up upon though. VP with presence in the ruins. KiNK top mid.
And only just now getting that bomb planted.
Yeah. We await the buy round though. Who do you think is going to win this map?
Dude, right now Gen.G are just looking good. But again, this is, pistol round, hard to get a read, could go either way. The next round was definitely just by the skin of their teeth. And here it's a full buy versus a hard eco. So it's kind of hard to read. If anything, I mean, VP should get their full buy in the next round and they should just annihilate, right? Because this is their map pick. If Virtus.pro lose to Gen.G here, I mean, that's one of the biggest upsets we've had all tournament long.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to say Gen.G, but then I don't want Anders to win that many points.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Every game.
I was like, there's no way. It would be too painful.
James has the AWP. Virtus.pro have the buy they want. Even Sanji's got a rifle. 9-9. The real game begins now. Exist has picked up the Zeus, it seems. Oh, then the first buy round for both squads. Kusta on the way to Banana. No sniper for the T side just yet, but who knows? By the end of this, maybe they're holding James.
Wait a second. Wait just 1 second. No. Thought that James was going to get bold there for... I was going to say that is quite the play, James, but he's decided to back off and play it safe. So 3 holding from the side itself, VP, and Yekinder around it, just barely taking advantage of the gap in the smoke, manages to find a pick, and there we go, man advantage for Virtus.pro. Going to put Gen.G on the back foot here. Don't keep peeking, please. If you die, Buster, that just throws it all away. There we go. At least he backs off, sees sense. But he still lost half his health.
No action for James just yet, but he has been pretty active, changing his positions, which is good to see. Yekindar's gone over towards long as well. So that smoke you can see in front of Library has forced the 4th man towards A. Very simple fake, if you will, from Gen.G. It's a timely incendiary. Still no rotation, though, from Virtus.pro. Just leaving Buster alone on the B bomb site, based on his utility, I presume. The smoke is up now. He starts to back off. Yekindar is here. There's a flash. He could flash the back of the site. He's going to do a flash for himself, I think, instead, and Buster won't survive. They've lost the bomb site now. A lot of questions to be asked here on this retake, but we'll see the answers for them soon. Santi with a 1v1 around the sandbags, and he's got the cavalry behind him as well.
But there's the information. They know that 3 are coming from Banana now. And so plenty of time here for Virtus.pro to play with. They can take their time with it. There's a flash over the top. Nicely done. Kusta going to get caught in the smoke. I think he has just a little bit of room to maneuver with. But KI.RAE's finding that kill is monstrous. It's all on KI.RAE's now, though. Back in new boxes. 2 players very low for Virtus.pro. Going to catch the first one. He needs to be careful about these angles, not overextend. Hits the brilliant headshot. And now it's all on Yekinder. 1v1, and Yekinder looks like he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. What? He doesn't try?
That's absolutely crazy. What a hold from Gen.G.
He doesn't try to go for it? Is this capitulation?
I think maybe he thought by the time he dances with the guy in new box, there won't be time to defuse the bomb.
I'm surprised, though.
Yeah. But it was a big gamble from Virtus.pro on that A bomb side again. That smoke between the arch and the and Library forced the player from B to basically have like a speedway angle in case there's a wrap towards the B bomb site, which leaves 1 alone on B. I do wonder about the flash, though. I don't know what flash he was lining up there, but there's, a standard one. You throw the back of the site so your teammate can swing and face people looking at him. Didn't happen, and now Virtus.pro find themselves in quite the pickle.
It's yeah, it's a very... That was just one after another for Virtus.pro last round. I'm still reliving last round. I mean, timing is in everything. Just does not work out for him at all. But Gen.G are in double digits now, 10-9. And, well, Yekinder, he saved that 8K. But he needs to make some kind of weird, crazy hero play here. Doesn't look like Gen.G want to have anything to do with the B side, although the rotation's coming through now, and it is going to be the full gamble from VP. They're pulling everybody off of B towards A. Seems like it's been enough here for Virtus.pro, for the guys holding the site. That Sanji holding around the corner has been enough for them to think that this is going to be the A hit.
Are they going to boost over the smoke or something? Oh, that's a nice distraction. Sanji showing some presence. Another one from Sanji. Again, doing a lot with a little. He's picked up an AK. See if he can hold on to it. The bomb has to be rescued. It's on the wrong side of that smoke. There are more smokes as well as Kusa finds one in the smoke. Sanji is still in boiler. Basta with an AK as well. Bomb still on the floor. Sanji looking for angles, as is C.R.A.E. He's going to catch KiNK in that short area. Just trying to hide in the corner now. Almost a role reversal. Kusa still in mid. 2 in mid, in fact. Sanji waiting for the rotation. Frags on either side. Bomb collected now. There's a duel in second mid with the bomb. 19 seconds now. He has to go towards the A bomb site. Buster creeping through the smoke on long. C.R.A.E.'s rounding the corner as well, but he won't be able to finish off the job. Exciting stuff, but it's a run of T rounds for Gen.G.
What is going on, James? Sanji, what a hero in that round. What a hero. But for him to lose that duel in apartments at the end, you're thinking he's got it, and he gets sprayed down. C.R.A.E. is a madman. Yeah, what a shot. These are brilliant from Sanji.
Man like Sanji.
No, it was Kusta. Sorry, it was Kusta who got that ball bang in the end. Still, that was far too close for comfort, but now Gen.G are within striking distance. It will be the buy round coming in here from Virtus.pro. And Gen.G, they aren't really surviving with many players each of these rounds, and so their economy, as you can see, it's not fantastic. But this is it. I think this has got to be the make or break round for Virtus.pro. If they lose this round, VP, they're going to be so hard pressed. It's 5 rounds in a row right now in the second half for Gen.G. This is unreal.
Unprecedented.
Indeed.
More orgs. One for KiNK. Virtus.pro still looking for their first round. Oh dear. Bentet.
Well then.
Looking for the translation button. Clicked mouse 1 instead.
Yeah, that's not going to help things. I guess he was feeling a little bit bad for Virtus.pro. He needed to help him out a little bit, you know?
Yeah, just 1 bullet required now from these M4s. If he could just get stinked. No donk required.
It's about being charitable. Oh, for a second there, that looked really interesting. Cruz would have been in an excellent off angle, but this is the setup. They are expecting some presence here in apartments, and that's a 1-2 combination. Kicker's going to go through, and impeccably done there. Kicker's going to be able to survive and back off. Automatic takes down Yakinder, though. Still 4 players here, 3 players on VP. Bentet's worked his way onto the site itself. He's got 2 angles to worry about. He knows there's a man in pit, and he gets the headshot on Kicker. Unreal. Man advantage, just like that. It looks like a fantastic situation for VP, and Bentet hits a brilliant shot.
How on earth did he even get there? We were focused on the balcony fight. Suddenly Bentet's in the site with Sanji in graveyard smoking himself off. Very bizarre situation. I think it was James who jumped through the smoke. Sanji died, and he's like, nope, just jumped out of the smoke again. Crazy scenes. Virtus.pro just frozen by Gen.G.
Unreal.
Is this the run?
Is this the run? I won't even be mad if they win at this point. I mean, these are just boss plays that are coming through. Bentet, man. What a monster. Is he top fragging? No, C.R.A.E. is actually top fragging with 22. But he's right up there with 18. Let's see it. This was opening it up. JM doing the best he could. I mean, just such a tough fight. But how does Bentet even wind up here?
That's crazy. Gen.G on steroids today. 6 rounds in a row on the T side. All the rounds, both pistols. Virtus.pro, though, they're still not too far away at present, score-wise at least. But they've really got to win this round. This is where they've got to start turning things around. Otherwise, Gen.G are really in those clutch rounds. And Virtus.pro will be trailing by a fair bit. But not a bad start. Yakinder able to escape as well. 7 HP is enough. Around the corner and out. In the meantime, Kusa gets blown up. There's a kill for Gen.G, but Virtus.pro, they need to hold all the way through the round.
And Yakinder survives on 7 HP. This is so close now. 3 remaining players for Gen.G are pretty much full HP, so it's by no means over. VP going to go for the gamble, put 3 on A as well. They're leaving Buster alone. Buster has been carrying his weight, though. He's been hitting shots, and so if he anchors that B site, could get a bit spicy for Gen.G. But the 3 players from Gen.G just look to take advantage of this. Yakinder's rotating back to B. But let's see it now. Full execute, B site. Just go in, guns blazing. And they're lining up the smokes. Molly should be going in as well. And it's go time.
Might be a slight gap to the right of that smoke grenade. Flashbang will buy some time, but Virtus.pro, they're not going to commit all their plays to it just yet. They're nervous, unsure as to what might be happening. Back and forth, I can see on the radar, Sanji running circles in library, essentially. Meanwhile, 20 seconds to plant this bomb. They're waiting at the back of the site. Gen.G got to find these frags. Yekindar so close in the smoke again, 7 HP. Down goes Buster. Yekindar can't take any spray here. Got to be real careful. And again, suddenly it's retake territory for Virtus.pro.
Unbelievable that they keep managing to get onto these bomb sites like this. 3 on 3 post-plant situation, very solid here for Gen.G. No nades to use, a single flash here from Sanji. It's looking like it's rifles through and through. All of the setup there. Sanji catching Bentet looking the wrong way. Kriya's in the corner, hits that shot. It's all on exist now. 1v2. He's in the corner. Flash there to buy some time, trying to create some room. They need to get on that bomb. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and the angle is covered. James has to hit the shot, and he will exist. It's just such a difficult position. Pinned down in the corner there. Not a whole lot he could hope to do.
Yeah, just doesn't know where the angle is, but every round they look so dangerous, Gen.G. Man disadvantage, doesn't matter. They'll take their time, slow the clock down, split the defenses, abuse the numbers.
It's just the way that it keeps just going down to the last second. It's so uncomfortable to watch.
I know, isn't it?
You know, because you just tense the entire time.
It's crazy, just constant clenching. Yeah, and Virtus.pro, we haven't seen like those. They haven't had the luxury of that like late re-emergence on short with an AWP, for example. See if anybody's top mid, rotate that third person towards B, something like that. We're just afraid of Gen.G, it feels like, and with good reason. Kika and Boiler once again. It's where he died in the last round. He will not be deterred, however. And I guess that keeps James safe on the right-hand side, where otherwise he'd have a bad angle. You can see they have been forced back. Very defensive angles now from Virtus.pro. Gen.G afforded whatever they like. Yekindar jump spotting on Banana. He'll be left alone as he has a molly and a smoke grenade to slow things down. Gen.G goes silent. Slow, methodical rounds. So mentally fatiguing as well to just sit there and hold an angle for so long.
Mm-hmm. Especially because you know that as soon as you look away, that's when they're going to come around the corner and shoot you in the face. But yeah, once again, 30 seconds, slow walk. Do they just, I mean, they could just scrim their way up to here, man.
But how many rounds can VP play like this where it's just utterly reactive? If Yekindar dies, the round is done and they stay on A. It's that simple. You got James playing from the pit with an AWP. He just doesn't have the position to make these aggressive plays. 15 seconds, so that's the bomb carrier. Dropped very briefly indeed. Automatic misses the flick, but the bomb's surely got to get planted. I think it will be. There's enough time for that. And somehow there's a man advantage as VP looking to go for this retake. 2 coming late from A, but there are 2 kits on the 4 players.
Single flash grenade, though. Not a whole lot of utility. They really wish they could have a smoke, something to block Banana off. But this is automatic. Man, automatic. He goes for the swing. Just tries to make the play. Okay, Kusta there's with the first one, and he's going to keep his cool. The last 2 players, they have the crossfire, but Exist isn't able to help his teammate out, and this is perfect from VP, walking right in.
Yeah, I think Gen.G felt compelled to make a play because of the numbers of Virtus.pro, not realizing how low they were on grenades and such.
Also, I mean, maybe Automatic is just worried about Banana. He's feeling like he has to try and take the fight and get out there, because if he just sits in Banana, his 2 teammates are going to get swamped.
I feel like every round is Gen.G's to win, though.
Yeah.
Again, it's like there's 5 players alive for VP. James in the pit with the AWP, which really, again, it just limits. They're super defensive. If they, again, like, Gen.G is so close to taking the series at 12 rounds. If Yekindar dies on B there, that should be the round over in many cases, with smokes up. So I feel like VP are playing a very dangerous game. 3 towards Banana now. Yekindar again. He's got a lot of heavy output roles for Virtus.pro, and he often delivers. Still trying to catch up in his second half as there was nothing doing in the first. They've put Gen.G on pistols. Good opportunity for them to tie the score. KiNK cleaning up from the right-hand side. Sanji with some pre-fire. Just slowly backing off. Only 1 frag, so that's pretty good for Virtus.pro. And now maybe with 3 rounds in a row, they start to feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah, they've stopped the bleeding, I think, now. Because they're perhaps starting to realize, okay, we can retake. They aren't super sharp in holding the sites. We can retake after this, so let's just go ahead and let them run down the clock and count on our team play to get us through here. And that may be the play, because I mean, right now, yeah, it's tied up 12-12. VP with 3 rounds in a row after 6 rounds in a row for Gen.G. And there's no real answer from Gen.G to deal with the nade pressure in Banana right now.
Now does Jane rotate the AWP immediately? Do Gen.G identify 3 players on B? They might be speeding up towards the A bomb site here. Have a look in the apartments. We can see 2 players moving in for a potential burst. That molly from KiNK will not deter them. In they try to go. So far, so good for KiNK. Bentet delayed. I think we've got an arch rotation as well, which will just save the day. Gen.G tried to react to make a fast play based on what was going on B, but it hasn't worked out for him. Not just yet. 2 versus 5 exist, and Kusa both half health. Grenades flying in. All kinds of junk variation now from the smokes. 20 HP for Exist. Sanji a little curious. Yeah. And again, that's another money-making round for Virtus.pro. They're in a really strong spot all of a sudden. It's turned on its head.
They're getting that confidence now. It feels like they're starting to get that read. They're starting to hit their shots. And Gen.G, that's unfortunate. It looked like it was just a matter of timing there, getting out of apartments, getting off that balcony. But you can see, yeah, KiNK holds the line. That was a must-hit shot.
Yeah, very, very volatile now. Gen.G after such a long period of comfort. Pistols are out. Yekindar going forward, completely blind. And now he's dead. Kusa trying to collect the rifle. Gets launched. SpaceX. Early missions. The ones that never landed again.
Yeah, he's out of it. He fell off that platform. Oh, there it is. HE around the corner. And they are now just, yeah, fully locked in now, VP. It's going to put them up on 14 rounds. And it's looking like it's going to put us on a 3rd map by the way things are going here. I mean, Gen.G will get the bomb plant full. No, not the bomb plant, but they will get full economy going into this next round. So full buy coming up right now. And while VP, I mean, yeah, it's just VP. It seems like now they're just making all of the power plays. It's them who are just taking full control.
Oh, that is quite the headshot. And yeah. Fastest got 11,000. They're 2 rounds away from victory, and he's got 11k, as does James. So for now, they're in a good position, Virtus.pro. They have padded the mattress with bags of cash, not trusting the banks. Their pockets are full.
They learned. They have known, yeah, that you just get in. And so we get that timeout called here. Last one used by Gen.G. This is it. I mean, if it's now or never.
Yeah, big opportunities for them. Big opportunities. Virtus.pro, 71% on Vertigo with 7 maps played. Gen.G has played it twice, so not enough data on that side.
I feel like Vertigo is going to be a real tough one for Gen.G. Tough map to pug. Probably, you know, everybody kind of has got a good feel for Inferno, all this, right? But Vertigo, pug team, VP should be feeling fairly confident. Wow,
oh my God.
In.
Yekindar, he's completely blind. Tried to make a play through the Molotov, ran into a wall instead. Not what VP were looking for in this round. After 5 in a row, human error has allowed an opportunity for Gen.G. Bomb still very far back. Got 3 players headed towards Banana at present, looking to be given something extra by Virtus.pro. A misstep perhaps. And these are the plays I was talking about with the AWP up short. In the late game, you can just see if anybody's up there. James, he smells a rat. dear. And that's the entry we were talking about on that B area. And the bomb has long been collected, so we've got a 1 versus 4 on the B bomb site. Gen.G trying to hide in the smoke. He will be denied, however. So again, after an error on Banana, this will be a very costly round for Virtus.pro.
Luckily for them, they, like you said, they're going to have to rip open those mattresses a little bit sooner, you know? They'll have to find some buyers for all that gold, but they will be able to convert, and they will be able to actually get a buy going into the next round. So it's not the end of days. K.R.A.E wishes that he could run into one of these guys. But, I mean, they have an AWP. They have AKs. I mean, Gen.G right now, I think the name of the game for them is to just everybody survive. So your economy is not taking too much of a hit.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Ooh, this could get real fun.
Oh, come on. Give me the blade.
There we go. And he knows the other one is Arch.
Too much discipline.
But, you know, whatever. Hold on to that AK, bub. That's fine. You got that AWP out of there. That's going to be super expensive now for VP. So they have to go for the full rebuy, and that's going to cost quite a bit of money, put a big dent in their economy. And that was a must-win sort of scenario for Gen.G if they wanted to have a hope of ending this in 2 maps. Like you pointed out, James, if this goes to Vertigo, Virtus.pro are going to be heavily favored. And so Gen.G know they have to get it done now.
God, so late to have an error like that. It's really scary, honestly, it is. Gen.G 1 round behind. Still 8k on KiNK, 5k for James. But they won't want to have to draw on those reserves. Oh, that's a nice HE grenade. And it seems there'll be a fight. Yekindar having a look, they're lining up for him. Well, that's one way to turn things around from falling to the Molotov in the round prior. And with Molly's in mid as well, there can't be a fast response from Gen.G. Not really in position either, with the bomb being collected now, moving up second mid.
Not totally done yet, but it's going to be so difficult, especially when you're walking into 4 on the A site. So the smoke goes down, trying to create some room. You're going to work your way back over here to broken wall. Into pit, maybe? What's the play here? K.R.A.E is just currently body blocking his teammate. Automatic and K.R.A.E trying to figure it out. Okay. Boost up above. Beautiful headshot. Takes down Gen.G. So 3 on 4 with 50 seconds on the clock. Could wait. They definitely know somebody's going to be playing pit. There's been somebody pit every freaking round so far. So Kicker, do you peek or not? It's very good on Kicker not to be peeking. This is some great discipline. As soon as you peek, you take the risk of opening it up. You know that you're going to have to be the linchpin. Yekindar's going to hold his line. James is there as well. Automatic hoping to spot Kicker out eventually. And he is just going to get caught in the open and murdered. All right, map point for Virtus.pro, 2 of them. Oh, buddy, James. It's looking like Vertigo. It's looking like Vertigo.
This has been such a tough match for Virtus.pro. Not the first time we've seen them find themselves at a game point after just getting battered early on. It shows the depth of the team to turn things around in this fashion. Gen.G have offered them quite a good game, and maybe they've got something more to offer with another full buy, more or less. Only automatic, a little short on utility, but he'll be focused on the AWP anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter. Again, look at all the junk on the radar being thrown around Banana. Gen.G surrounded by a carpet of flames, Dormammu style. Kusa waiting on Banana. A lot of activity from Gen.G. They're not really having that much presence towards A just yet. And again, VP have gone defensive, but James is on short with the AWP, and that is a significant difference, as we've explained. So we'll see how he plays around with that position. Yekindar moving towards long to offer some support. Buster with the smoke on the molly on the B bomb site, which is why he's left alone. He's got the utility to delay to buy some time.
When is the peak going to come? There it is. All right, James. How quick is he? If K.R.A.E comes around this corner, do you think he hits a shot?
Well, I think he does. However, Gen.G are on a pilgrimage towards the B bomb site, and the rotation's coming through. I don't know if there was a sound cue from K.R.A.E. Looked like he may have made one deliberately, but that's going to cause Virtus.pro, if that was the case, to put 4 players on the A bomb site. They are non-believers. They are heathens. Flashes are coming through. Look at the swing from the CTs. They're not having any of this. Choke points, they'll shut it down. Bus is in such a strong position now as well. This could be the bitter end on Inferno, and indeed it is. Virtus.pro with the comeback. A very tough game of Inferno, but they forced it to Vertigo.
Third map where Virtus.pro are heavily favored, and all of a sudden those odds are looking pretty good here for VP to end this series in 3 maps. We're going to take a break, and then we'll hear what the analysts have to say right after that.
Almost as close as it gets on the fiery flames of Inferno, and a chance for Virtus.pro to claim some revenge after a first map loss. Of course, they do it in a very, very close 16-13 scoreline, and I'm wondering your thoughts on this. How did they manage to, in the end, close it out?
I mean, it obviously was all just off the CT hold, essentially. Like, in the first half, it looked for a while like it was going pretty decent, but I didn't think that was going to be enough T rounds. Normally, they're a team that relies on those T rounds, and quite frankly, their T side was pretty uninspired. Like, you saw Gen.G was playing pretty passive. They weren't really going for information ever at the A site. VP had no presence even when they intended on going at the end of the round. 30 seconds left to go into the B site, so I actually thought they really opened the door for Gen.G to just do a lot of easy holds to shoot people with the crosshair, and this is a map where they could have really toyed with Gen.G and really forced that communication to potentially break down.
Yeah, it was a point that you brought up, Volker, wasn't it, when we were coming into this one? You expected VP to be getting a lot more T-sided rounds. Just looking at the history of them on this particular map, where did you see the struggles for them initially here?
To begin with, it was actually Gen.G effectively retaking that B site, which is something you might not expect from a team that isn't that experienced at playing together, but they were doing pretty well at actually using their nades together, retaking on B. The problem was, it looked like Gen.G never had the ability to actually properly fight for Banana in any of these rounds. And even though they consistently seemed like they had a good idea that they needed to rotate players over to B, sometimes this VP roster can just steamroll you. Like, there were rounds where Buster just gets 2 entries on B, and that's the round over, right? And you've got to be able to hold on for longer than that. I will say, C.R.A.E, again, I think is probably the breakout player right now this tournament. He's been looking really legit. Not only in terms of aim, but also just in terms of everything he's bringing to this team. He looks surprisingly composed for a player who I really knew not much about coming into this.
Yeah, one thing that would probably surprise people is we've been focusing on in-game leader Kusta? How's he going to do the role? What's the role of the coach? And I have to say, what's very interesting actually about the comms on the side of Gen.G is everyone talks on CT side, even the Swedish players, including K.R.A.E, if they want to call out a play, if they want to do so, everyone's allowed to put their ideas into the mixing pot, as it were, and then they kind of just go from there. Like they're playing kind of a free-form Counter-Strike. It's interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting to be listening onto as well. And I know, Hawker, you had a few questions about whether Exist and K.R.A.E were going to be playing that B bomb site together. So what did you kind of see from that? Because in the first few rounds, we saw some nutty plays coming out of K.R.A.E.
Yeah, it worked really well to begin with. Again, as the half went on, I think that that problem was just not having the proper nades to take banana ever. The 1 or 2 times they tried it, they didn't get banana control, and then they were left on B with just no nades to hold it down. Against VP, that's kind of the last thing you want to do. So I think if they had those better nades for banana and better protocols to actually be able to get that banana control, they would have been in really good shape on that B site. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to quite have that up their locker. They didn't seem ready for VP just coming right back at them on banana. And we were talking about the stats on it. I think it was only 2 or 3 rounds where VP went A throughout that whole half. Like it was very, very one note. That's oftentimes what this VP team do. But if it's going to be effective enough to win you the game, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, and on that topic of conversation, of course, we saw the guys from Virtus.pro managing to get those 7 rounds, crucially, at the end of the first half. So from your perspective, what were the kind of changes that they were bringing there? Because I know we were kind of critiquing them, saying they could be playing a little bit more aggressive. Is that something that you saw?
Well, I think overall, they still do default back to the like. They like to just go. They initially show presence in an area. They wait. They go nowhere on the map. Have they gone? Oh, maybe it's a rotor. And then they just go back and inevitably again, but usually at the end of the round. And so one of the problems I saw is they could get the opening kills. Look who was top of the scoreboard. C.R.A.E, Buster. These are the players who are on the front end of the equation. But where are the stars? Like, where's Jim winning the clutches? Where's your Kinder popping off? So I felt as though actually what's funny is take out the team game part. Once it gets into the broken round and late game 3v3s, 2v2s, I thought Gen.G was outplaying them most of the time in that first half, actually. They were just coming up big in those situations. So it wasn't the same Virtus.pro that convincingly outplayed Cloud9 in those situations.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a topic that I wanted to touch upon because before we were coming into this particular matchup, Yakinda was a name that was on our lips. So where did you see kind of the holes from him coming into this? Because as you were saying, Duncan, it wasn't the natural star power that we normally see from him.
I am curious as to whether this is just a map that doesn't suit Yakinda quite as well, because I think he does better on those maps where there's more ability on both sides to be able to make more individual pushes. I think Vertigo is a map, especially on CT's side, where he could do more of that. There are plenty of opportunities for aggressive flanks, which is something Yakinda likes to do. Sometimes on Inferno, he can maybe try and push down mid and get a flank going. I've seen him do that a couple of times in past games. We didn't really see it in this one, though. He's seemed to take a bit more of a backseat so far in this series, so I would love to see more of Yakinda getting aggressive, especially on the CT side even, because Vertigo's a map where that should be allowed, especially against, again, a not very structured Gen.G team who maybe haven't had the time to put this map together. He should be able to get into the back lines and make those plays.
Yeah, let's talk about Vertigo for a little bit here. Of course, this is going to be a bit of a question mark for the guys from Gen.G, but for VP, what are we expecting to see from them here?
Luckily, this is a map where if you want, you can just go to one site all the time and just make it a timing hit effectively. What time do you want to go in there? Because it's not a map where, like, it overpass with enormous rotations and you have to establish a site and then you have to fake it before you can go back there. This is one where if you have a great A-ramp push, for example, you do that over and over again. You have the little fights between, people are fighting around a smoke. So I think it makes it a lot more simple. And actually, as we've said, VP like kind of a very simplistic T-side and they just want to hit over and over again and try and execute.
Yeah, and speaking on that, is there anything you're particularly looking out for from VP coming into this? Maybe any particular players that we should be seeing stepping back up here on Vertigo?
I think James is got to be able to, again, get involved towards the ramp in some of those fights early. I think here in Inferno, we didn't see as much of that as I maybe would have liked. In general, it felt like it was the riflers doing a bit more. So James is someone you obviously have to look straight at on the VP side. On the T side as well, those AWP fights towards the ramp are pretty difficult at times from the T perspective, having that sort of low ground. It's really hard to actually flash the AWPer in for those fights on the ramp to begin with at times. So if Gen.G are going to play aggressive on the ramp, which is definitely an option if they're just going to try and take an aggressive playstyle to catch VP off guard, we've got to see some of that come through.
Well, the thing is, obviously, Yakinda hasn't played very much at this kind of a level, the international stage, big team, etc. So we all know when you get a Yakinda surprise, sometimes it's that rubbish little train that there's 3 parts in the wheels, it's plastic, it's like, oh, it just goes forwards. Or it's one of those sick little models that's in the line of, like, you know, some sort of Smurf type thing. So let's hope it's one of that. Let's hope he Smurfs on this last map.
Well, potentially, we will be seeing that. Fingers crossed, indeed. And then going over onto the side of Gen.G, we were saying it when this map veto came out. You were particularly saying, Duncan, you know, it's pretty bold that they leave this in there, that they don't ban it out, considering we haven't seen this from this new lineup at all. So who are you going to be focusing on coming into it?
I actually think this is an example of where I've got to go right back to the guy who's the new guy, C.R.A.E, the guy with the least experience. Like someone like Exist, listen, he's not going to light up the stage fragging-wise, but I know he understands the game fundamentally. He also understands, even from his time standing in phase, where to plug some holes and just help other people be good. So if this is a guy who's a newer guy to the top level seat, he's not in a proper team, he's standing in his C.R.A.E, and this is a map where I personally think in the veto, they were maybe trying to just force that to Mirage and hope that it was kind of a middle ground. So I think actually VP maybe got the better end of this, and so it potentially is an uphill challenge for Gen.G, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see exactly what this challenge will be bringing. It's going to a third and final map, and it's going to be Vertigo. And the wonderful James and Semler are here to guide you through it.